Hi, Maya. My name's Carissa. I'm your social worker today. How are you doing?
I'm good. How are you?
Good. So, my name's Carissa, like I said, and I'm going to school for my master's right now. I just want to take a little bit to tell you about myself. I work as a behavioral health specialist at Peace River Center, and I'm also doing some therapy on the side, as we're doing here. I do want to take some time to go over two policies that we adhere to on the unit. Let me pull up something real fast to show you a little bit about what I will tell you. All right, can you see that there?
Yeah.
Okay. So, two things I want to talk about are HIPAA. Any medical information that you would tell me regarding a diagnosis or medication, it all stays safe between me and you here, unless you wanted to disclose it to someone specific, in which case we'd have you sign a release of information. Okay. And confidentiality, anything you say to me remains safe here in this office unless you were considered a danger to yourself or someone else, in which case I would have to report it. Okay. All right. Are we on the same page?
Yeah. Sounds good.
Perfect. All right. So let me also throw in a little fun fact about me so you get to know me. Let me stop sharing this real fast. I love to dance. I like a good chai tea. And I have always wanted to work with girls who struggle with mental health. And that's currently what I'm doing. So if you want to take some time to tell me about yourself, I'd love to hear more about you.
Sure. Um, I am here today. I just am struggling with anxiety. I have really bad panic attacks. I have insomnia. I can't sleep.
Mm.
I'm exhausted all the time. Um, I also love chai tea. However, it doesn't keep me awake. I
Okay.
can't sleep.
Yeah. Okay. So I hear you saying that you've been struggling with anxiety for a while. How or and when did this start? Or when did this start? Let's start with that.
I've been struggling with anxiety for a few years and I thought I had it under control, but I just couldn't really manage it by myself anymore.
Okay. All right. Tell me about when you were growing up. Have you ever experienced anxiety in the past?
When I was younger, I was kind of a cautious kid, but I didn't really know what anxiety was, so I didn't really know how to word that or, you know, uh, I guess it's leaving my head, but I just didn't know what the words for it was.
Mm.
But the older I got, the more I kind of was like, I don't think everyone else is this nervous 24/7, you know?
Mm.
Um, so I just started picking up on it. And then the past few years, I've just had some really bad panic attacks. And the past few months, I just haven't been sleeping.
Mm. Okay. So I'm gathering a lot of information with that past phrase that you just told me. First of all, I'm hearing that you didn't really know the verbiage to label what you were walking through. And so that was, first of all, confusing, and also a little made you on edge all the time. And it still feels like it's kind of staying there, but now you have a way to identify it. Can you cycle back a little bit and maybe tell me about the first time you've experienced anxiety?
Um, hmm.
First time you could remember.
I was in high school and I was taking a math test.
Mm.
Or yeah, I was in high school and I was taking a math test, and I just remember completely blacking out and just not even focusing on my test. And I felt like I couldn't breathe, and it was just everything was too loud and too bright, and my chest hurt.
Yeah. Okay. I can imagine you were probably super tense in that moment, and as like nobody else really knew what was going on. So I'm gathering you probably felt like nobody could relate and that you weren't going to do well on the test either. Yeah. Have you
Yeah, that's
experienced?
exactly
No,
it.
go ahead. I'm sorry.
No, I was just agreeing with you. That's exactly
Yeah.
it.
Um, have you experienced this anxiety in any other area besides test taking?
Um, I just have this overall feeling of like being on edge. So it kind of just carries with me throughout my day. But like I mentioned earlier, I have a really hard time falling asleep. So I feel like
Yes.
that's also in my anxiety spikes too.
Okay. All right. Okay. When you experience the sleeplessness, tell me about what that feels like for you.
My brain just doesn't shut off. I just can't
Mhm.
stop thinking. I'm running to-do lists in my head. I'm going over things that I have to do for the next day, week,
Mhm.
months. I'm planning out my schedule. I'm thinking of all of the things that happen throughout the day. It just my brain just never shuts off.
I'm gathering that you have a million and one things that you want to accomplish and that you don't feel like there's enough time, almost as if time is running out.
Yeah, that's a perfect way to phrase it. I That's exactly how I feel. Time's running out. I feel like I can't catch up and I can't catch my breath.
Mm. Tell me about your relationship with your family.
I'm not super close to my parents. I'm closer to my dad than I am my mom. I have two younger brothers. One is 19 and one is 14. I'm closest with my youngest brother. They live in Fort Lauderdale and I live here in Lakeland.
Mm. You miss them?
Sometimes I
Yeah.
miss the chaos every once in a while, but I don't miss sharing a bathroom with my brother.
Of course. Okay. So you said you don't miss the chaos. Can you dive a little deeper into that for me?
Um, I mean, there's a whole pile of us in the house, so there's always someone yelling about something. And, my brothers are boys, so throwing things throughout the house and, just
Yeah.
overall chaos of being in a family.
Yeah. You said you were a little distant from your parents. Can you explain a little bit of why that is?
Um, just being an oldest daughter, I definitely had to step into some roles that were a little bit out of my comfort zone when I was younger. So, just carrying that with me made me feel a little bit distant.
Okay. What kind of roles did you feel like you had to take on?
Just taking care of my younger brothers and taking care of myself and, just being kind of like a third parent.
Hmm. So, from that last sentence, what I've come to, and you can correct me if I'm wrong, but I'm gathering that there's been this weight or cloud of pressure that you've been feeling for a while now. And that's not only overflowed into your school life, but also your social life and, you know, interacting with your parents and interacting with your brothers. Um, how have you attempted to kind of tell this to your parents, or have you attempted?
I don't know that I've accurately attempted. I mean, every once in a while I mention it to them, but I'm not a huge fan of confrontation, so I'd rather just keep the
Yeah.
peace.
Yeah. I'm I'm sensing that there's so much tension within you that even relaying it to them would be almost the peak of what you're feeling. And you kind of want to take it slow and work on what's going on within you right now.
Mhm. Yeah.
Okay. So you're attending college right now
Mhm.
and you're going to classes and you're taking tests. How has it been for you at college right now?
I still don't enjoy taking tests. I'm a really bad test taker.
Mhm. Okay. Have you found other ways of kind of coping yourself with that?
I just kind of prepare for the test as best as I can,
Mhm.
know that I've studied as hard as I can, and I try and walk into the test with a clear mind and a clear heart.
All right. Do you have a solid social life around you?
I think so. I have a whole mess of best friends that I love so very dearly.
Yeah. Well, that's awesome. I'm gathering that there's a lot more connected to this overall anxiety that has been overwhelming you. And it seems that there could be a lot more to unpack. So within the next couple of sessions, I look forward to working with you, working on some coping mechanisms, maybe some stress management mechanisms, and even some test taking strategies that we could do together, even some role play or timed little sessions. But I look forward, like I said, to talking with you again. If you have any questions for me, you can go ahead and ask. Um, I'm not, other words, otherwise we will be done. Okay. And I will see you next session.
Absolutely. I
All
think I'm
right.
all good.
Thank you so much.
No problem. See you next week.
Bye.